Welcome back to a new video. So this is my Thursday training session, and it went probably as good as any session almost in my life has gone as far as snatch and clean and jerk. So the sauce presses have been helping a lot, and the technical focus of focusing on extending my back and legs at the same time, trying to like lay my back backwards as I'm extending my legs, has just put my snatches in such a good groove where my timing has just been super easy, and I'm just getting a lot of confidence with the lifts. And here you can see I went from 100 to 110. 110 was really easy, and so I knew like once I did that I was like, all right, I can just go to 120. I just have to be confident about it, and it's probably one of the best 120s I've ever done right there. So I was super geeked about that. In the back of my mind I wanted to try more, but I knew this was not the day to do that, especially since clean jerks were the focus, and the fact that I took those jumps and got up to a 120 that was easy was already a massive win. And for it to feel really good, and even the next day, like I'm not, my shoulder feels good from it and everything. So super excited about that, and kind of doing the same thing with cleans as well, trying to lay my back backwards as I'm extending my legs, and it helps too. I mean, the snatches are certainly in a better groove as far as from where they were. I didn't really have like a major issue with cleans prior, so they do feel a little bit better though. But took normal jumps, so did 70 for that double there, jumped up to 110. Jerks are also feeling pretty good too. What I'm really trying to do with those is be aggressive with the dip drive, like I had talked a little bit about before, but trying to absorb the bar towards my heels a little bit. It doesn't probably look that different when I'm doing it, but I'm trying to essentially keep my weight back more, but just trying to feel the bar as I'm bringing it down. And then when I did that 140, I didn't really split very far, so I kind of told me that I had a lot more in the tank because I pushed it so high. Then here, push a little bit forward, but I was able to get it back far enough to stabilize it and do a little extra hold there at the end. So I was extremely happy about that, to put that 120, 155 together. No misses on the day, and everything felt like I had it in control, which is really nice. I started out the session, I didn't show the warm-ups prior to doing snatches, but recording some of these are just some of the SOTS presses I did at the end. The day after, on Friday, that was essentially what my session was just doing more SOTS presses and stretching. So it's something I'm trying to do every day, and I still have a mental block a little bit about the initial press, like right now how it's on my shoulders. Like starting that press is where I had previously had discomfort in my left shoulder, and now I really don't have anything. I will say the day after this, on Friday, when I was doing SOTS presses, they were a little bit more challenging because I did them without shoes on, but then I was able to get into a groove with them and did a set of 10 and then a set of 20. On this day, I believe I did a set of 10 here and then did 10 or 15 with 30 kilos, and my shoulder feels good the next day. I was able to get into positions again, so the SOTS presses are finally like clicking in the sense that my shoulder is not feeling bad after doing them, and it's responding really well to them. I think that's helping along with the technical adjustments with the snatch, and it's just giving me a ton of confidence to be able to stabilize the weight, and really want to continue to hammer that because I think it's just going to continue to stabilize the joint for both snatches and clean jerks, and will just be a big accessory. I'm also feeling a lot of hypertrophy in my upper back, kind of that mid-thoracic part of my body as well. So I think that's going to be an added benefit as well. But like you kind of see here, I'm just popping through the reps and just super confident with it. And I guess maybe some of them are kind of bouncing to get it up a little bit, but even when I slow down like this and then press it back up, like it still feels good. So I'm really happy about that. I did notice the other day that the right side was kind of dipping down towards the floor a little bit, so I was trying to be more intentional when it's kind of sitting on my back to make sure that it's even. But when I'm holding it up, I never really have any problems with it being even. Did I actually do two sets with? Yeah, I actually did two sets with 30 kilos. So I thought I only did one. So here I could actually feel like my front rack feeling more loose. I think you can see me talking about it. When I was live streaming, I was like, it actually feels, my front rack felt better too. So if that's an added benefit too, then that will be really good. But I think the shoulder is finally getting better. I mean, I think the combination of the hangs that I'm doing in the house to stretch the shoulders, just normal shoulder stretches, and then these are finally kind of working together to combine to help everything out. that, along with the technical improvements that I have been experiencing recently in the snatch, has been putting the bar in a better position consistently, so it's not kind of smashing down on me as hard, or at least I'm catching it with just more of my skeletal frame than just muscles and stuff. So I'm really excited about that, and it's really a positive session. I had considered front squatting on this day again as well. It would have been 3 days in a row of that, but my right knee is a little bit achy. Not enough to obviously impact anything. I still lifted really well on this day, but enough to where I was like, it's not really worth it trying to do another front squat, because I think it would have made it be a little bit more aggravated. So wasn't really too bent on trying to do that again. Excited for the Saturday session. Be curious if I'm able to get up to these numbers again. And in theory, if I'm able to be consistent with this 120 and 155, then the next logical jumps, be able to consistently do 125 and 160 or 160 something after that 155. But if I'm consistently doing 120, 155, that will be really productive for the heavy days, and especially with how the technique on them is feeling. So I'm really excited about that. Don't really plan to change much of the programming as I move into the school year. As far as exercise selection, I feel like the hang snatches and cleans are responding well with me in training, as well as like the touch and go lift day and just trying to do those front squat things. I do think I need to have like a volume day with front squats and maybe do a little bit more volume in the back squat, but my legs are clearly strong enough right now and they're performing well, so I don't really want to change too much, but I do think making sure I'm hitting some squat volume will just be generally good, as well as potentially some pressing volume. But on that Tuesday workout session of the week where I'm doing all the overhead stuff, I'm getting quite a lot of overhead volume in, so getting a lot of good work in. And obviously the SOTS presses that I'm doing is giving me some good shoulder volume, but it is kind of limited on the weight, and it's more of a mobility than an actual strength building exercise, but I think it's helping me build a little bit of strength. So I don't know, I'm kind of excited. I think I'm on the way to start hitting some big numbers, so hopefully that is the case. And even if it's not, I can at least gaslight myself into thinking that's true, and so I can have some positive training sessions. But anyway, that's going to be it for this one. I'll talk to you all in the next video, and I hope you all have a great day. Peace.